welcome to titaniumtalarstarot, and today I will be doing a if you feel like this, do this video, alright? So for this, I'll be using some concepts from Superconscious Education brought to us by Chris Duncan in his program Superconscious Education. I will also be using a deck I wrote myself, which I named the Action Oracle. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, let us get into the cards and concepts. Hello and welcome to titaniumtalarstarot, and today I will be doing a if you feel like this, do this video, alright? So for this, I'll be using some concepts from Superconscious Education brought to us by Chris Duncan. I'll also be using a deck I wrote myself, which I named the Action Oracle. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, let us get into the cards and concepts. So the first group of individuals I will be divining for are the individuals who do not feel capable of doing something. It could be anything, it could be whatever. Alright, this week, so please God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who don't feel capable of doing something, please come forward and share what should they do to feel better. Please God, angels, and guides, and God, trust in God, let go and let God, trust the process. Alright, my individuals who do not feel capable of doing something this week, it is suggested that you listen to your intuition and that you trust in God, that God has a bigger plan, sees the entirety of what is happening. And so because you just have a first person perspective, you need a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth person perspective to actually see a very broad version, see what effect it'll have, not just the first time, like you on someone else, the effect, but the effect that that person will have on someone else, and so on and so forth. And I guess with that understanding and knowing that God has bigger plans, God has bigger purpose for something to happen, then you'll be able to better go through what is actually happening to you, knowing that there is a bigger calling to it. Alright, so I don't really have an insight. If I do get an insight, it's probably going to be during the card pull. Yep. Well, I mean, I do have to say that I did replan my week so that I can have the weekend off completely, meaning Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And, you know, sometimes it's good to put yourself in new parameters to see how far you can go, just to push yourself just a little bit. Of course, if it's safe, if there might be a scare of hurting someone or something along those lines, it would be best you steer clear of it. But I didn't have to drive, I didn't have to do anything, so all I just had to do is go to work and then get in a car and be driven to my house. You know, it's better. So I didn't really cause harm to anyone. Or, how should I put this? If your actions for sure will not affect someone else negatively, if your actions will absolutely affect someone else, but only positively, is when you should, what am I trying to say? Make sure that your imprint on others or your imprint on this planet is a positive one, because you do want to have good karma, right? Good karma helps. Alright, so that was it for my insight. Now, so for the individuals who do not feel capable, we pulled trust in God, let go and let God, trust the process. So now, Now, for the individuals who don't feel worthy this week, so please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message. For the individuals who don't feel worthy this week, please come forward and share. Actually, I have another message, which is, being open to difference is one thing, but being open to try it and to really go deep in it and enjoy it and savor it is something else. And you can't really be mad at someone because they didn't do as much as you, but if they just tried, that's a good step forward. They didn't revel in it, or if they didn't really enjoy it fully, that's another. But they did make the first step. They did try something new that you feel closer to, which is good. I mean, so it's important to gauge things and put things in perspective at times, is what I have. Okay, so that was my second insight. Now, for the individuals who don't feel worthy this week, so please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel worthy this week, what can I do to feel more worthy? And you got explain. Well, the first thing that popped into my mind is you don't need to explain, but if you want others to understand where you're coming from, you are going to need to some degree explain stuff. So you can, at this point, you can choose how far along you want to take them, how much you want to explain, and so on and so forth, right? Yeah. Excuse me. So that was it for the individuals who do not feel worthy this week. Now, alright. I just found it cute and quaint. So the first card that I pulled was number 45. Okay, and the second card that I pulled is number 9. And 4 plus 9 equals 9. 4 plus 5 equals 9. So that's little quaint. Anyway. So it's neither here nor there, but it's just interesting that both of these cards in numerology signify 9, right? Now, 9s which indicate completions. So now on to the individuals that don't feel like they belong this week. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who don't feel like they belong this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel like they belong. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel like they belong this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel like they belong. And you got, know that everything will be fine, everything will work out in the end. I scratched myself. Yep. Everything will work out. My apologies. If you don't feel like you belong, everything will be fine. You might not look it right now, but everything will be fine. If you believe it will be fine, it will be fine, because your consciousness or your subconscious or whatever, your subconscious will pick up on, will orchestrate things that you can do in order to make things better, right? So that was it for the individuals who don't feel like they belong this week. Now on to the individuals who do not feel perfect. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my individuals who do not feel perfect this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel perfect. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone highest good, who has a message for the individuals who do not feel perfect this week. Please come forward and share what can they do to feel perfect. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good. And you got... What did you get? Put you first, focus on you. So for those who do not feel perfect, I feel like that's because you're focusing on other people's perspective, not on your perspective. And this is just saying, focus on you. Get back to, get back to your focus, what you wanted to create. Okay. Yeah. So that was it for the individuals who do not feel perfect this week. Now, on to the individuals who do not feel significant. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel significant, which would indicate that they don't feel up to par, they don't feel like they have a say in anything, or that people are actually listening to what they have to say. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel significant this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel significant. And you got them found. Surprise. I feel like you've been playing it safe for all this time. Now, there might be a reason why you're playing it safe. And because that would be my case, I'm deciding not to reveal to everybody what I do or how it's done, because not everyone will understand it or see the value in it. So that's why I'm keeping it to myself until it's time for me to dumbfound and surprise all of them by my showing them that, hey, I've been working on this for all this time under your noses and you've been missing out. But now that I can actually put it to market, I am going to definitely ask my worth. In either case, well, it wouldn't be intentionally done. It would be done because that's just what I invested in myself to bring forth this program. That's generally how anybody calculates the cost of something. So that was it for the individuals who do not feel significant this week. Alright, so now on to the individuals that do not feel good enough this week. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough. Is someone dealing with a teenage boy? My voice is cracking, and that is, it generally does crack during these readings. So either I'm tapping into someone who is dealing with a teenage boy, or I'm just really, 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 really tired to the point where my voice no longer wants to sustain what I have to say. Interesting. So that was it for the previous reading. Was for the individuals who do not feel significant. Now on to the individuals who do not feel good enough. So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough. And that's in regards to something you don't feel like you can do by yourself, or that you need to pay someone else to do it for you. Right? So please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough this week, please come forward and share what can they do to feel good enough. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough, please come forward and share what they can do to feel good enough. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good Who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough this week? Please come forward and share. What can they do to feel good enough? Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good. Who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough this week? Please come forward and share. What can they do to feel good enough? That is too many cards. Just one. Just give me one. Please. Please, God, angels, and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for the individuals who do not feel good enough. Please come forward and share. What can they do to feel good enough? And you got dismiss, for they know not what they do. In this case, are you not feeling good enough because of what other people are making you what other people make you feel like? Can I just say it? From the perspective of someone who's bullied as a child, it doesn't really matter what they think, because at the end of the day, you're the one who needs to be good with you. They already by picking on you are proving that they don't feel good in themselves. And the best way to getting a comeback on them is to be comfortable with yourself and to feel at ease and at peace with yourself. Okay? Which will piss them off even more, but not your concern. Okay? So make sure you're good. Alright, so that was it for the individuals who do not feel good enough. Alright, so this is all I have for you guys. My gorgeous triple tears. If you like this and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you find a little description of this video and the email you can send donations to on PayPal. Why is my ear thing weird? Anyway, you can say the email you can send donations to on PayPal if you feel so called. And with that being said, my gorgeous triple tears, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I'll see you next Monday, okay? Bye.